Voila. Yeah. We back with another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson, Ballard. I'm your host. And happy Monday, everybody. Yeah. We're going to re-arrive with another one. Just like the other one. We're going to wake game up and, make things crack. How y'all doing today, man? Shout out to the Rant Gang. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. I'm glad y'all made it because we finna get into it. Now, the title of today's episode is Despise the Free Lunch. And it's that for a reason. Because as much shit is going on out here, I think that, there's some things that needs to happen foundationally that would kind of eliminate a lot of the bullshit, which some of y'all might not necessarily agree with, but I don't expect everybody to agree with it because 95% of y'all probably ain't gonna see things the way I see it. Because again, this ain't regular nigga rants. If this was regular nigga rants, then I would expect most of y'all to agree with what I'm saying. But this is real nigga rants. And like I said, a lot of y'all niggas just ain't real. And that don't necessarily mean I'm gangster, I'm thug, I'm finna go to jail for 100 years. Look, and that if that's what lifestyle you entered into, then that's all well and good, and that's what you entered into. This, on the other hand, is just be a man of your word type shit. Handle your wax, raise your kids type shit. Be the kind of person your kids can look up to and that your woman admire and want to be like and don't mind submitting to because you are being a fucking leader. Not just some nigga that want her to do what you say because you a man and you got some balls. That don't necessarily make you no man because you got male genitalia, friend. I don't know, that might not necessarily feel like something you want to hear. And a lot of this shit I be talking about don't necessarily be nothing nobody ordered. It don't necessarily be on nobody's menu. And it's probably a lot like vegetables. And I said that before, but we got to talk about the shit. Because it's a large percentage of us who probably need to hear this shit, but ain't nobody talking about the shit. They talking about bullshit. Now, last week, I got caught up in a little of the dramatization of some of these other cat shit, and that's only because I want you to understand that shit should not be happening, and an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure every time. But we want to be around people. We want to be included. We want to feel like we're a part of something. And a lot of niggas don't have the confidence to go at it alone and be an army of one. If that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? So, this is more along those lines still. Which is why I say, you got to learn how to despise the free lunch. What do you mean, Jamerson? It's what you're probably asking yourself. And this is exactly what I mean. Now, the free lunch is a lot like bait. I call it bait. And a lot of us in my community, the foundational Black American community, to be more specific, might be inclined to take what is offered to you instead of being the type of people who go for what you really want and not just accept what's handed to you. That takes work, effort, enthusiasm, cunning, a lot of shit that a lot of niggas that's a couch sitting ass niggas not gonna come equipped with. This shit don't just come with the blackness. And it don't come with the struggle. But are you tired of struggling? Yeah, you tired of struggling. So yeah, you went out, you got you some food stamps. That's free. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take part in those things if that's what you deem necessary. Because a lot of us are probably in what is called survival mode. But you do not want to live your entire life in survival mode if you are a part of the capital letter club. You should refuse to be just getting by at a certain point. And you want to get to a point where you're thriving. But if you want to stay in a point where you just barely making it, then keep accepting what it is they're giving you, because that is what, in large part, what people like the liberals or the Democratic Party is offering. And I'm not necessarily against, I'm not going to even say that I'm a Republican, because I'm not. Now, I do understand that the Republican Party was the party that freed us. So you can take that with a grain of salt, but that don't necessarily even mean that they was fucking with us like that. That just means that that was a business decision that was going to benefit the country. But as it stands right now, there are those of you, and I'm not finna try to get on no soapbox or nothing, but I'll say it like this. What separates... What I'm asking, I'll ask you a rhetorical question. What would separate a hunter or a lion, per se, from something like a hyena? The fact that the hyena is a fucking scavenger, and a lion, it goes out and it gets its own kill. Now, some of y'all might be, what, the lion don't really do nothing. He got the female doing all that. Who the fuck you think taught her how to do the shit? They didn't come out the pussy knowing how to do that shit. And if it's 3 or 4 of them doing what was best for the whole pride, then they obviously respect what's going on. But we are not animals. We are human beings. And you just got to understand, man, that at a certain point, you're going to have to get off your ass and go get it. Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit easier for you to go get you some food stamps. It might be cool for you to accept affirmative action. But I am one of those type of people that I don't just... I had to unlearn a lot of shit too, though. I learned that I don't just want what somebody about to give me. Because you get what you pay for. And if you pay for nothing, then you get what they're offering you, which don't necessarily be exactly what you want. I mean, you know, when you're starving, you take whatever you can get. But once you get to a certain point, and a lot of people just get comfortable with that. Me, I'm always, you probably tired of hearing me say it, but an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure. But, you know, comfort is the enemy of success, man. So yeah, I mean, there are those of you who've been on welfare for quite some time, and a lot of y'all might just have another kid so you can stay on welfare. You'll avoid getting a job so you can be on welfare. But welfare and other government programs will only give you just enough to make it, if that. And a lot of y'all probably out here selling food stamps because you need more than just food. Let's just face it. You would probably make more money if you went out and got a job or did something to maximize your effort or your, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want nothing that's going to mess up my Social Security. That's probably an older person at that point, sick, disabled, whatever. That's different. And I'm not even trying to beat up on women who need food stamps and things like that, because you probably a single mother. But for you men out there who are able-bodied and you're not crippled, well, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? You get $300, $350 on food stamps. They might give you a little stipend for like 3 months. And what, you going to keep trying to get that over and over? You going to work just enough so they can give you food stamps still? Why would you do that to yourself? That sounds like some lame shit. And it is what it is. Me personally, I don't want to be nowhere where it's free to get in no more. I've elevated past that in my own mind. I don't want to be around the kind of people that want to be where it's free to get in, because that's a different type of energy than what I'm omitting. I mean, than I'm putting out. Because I couldn't think of a word fast enough. Don't laugh. Or laugh. I don't give a fuck, really. I'm just trying to tell you, man. A lot of y'all not going to feel this, and that's okay. I mean, if I get 2 views, 3 views, if I reach 1 person, I'm happy with that. Because some of y'all need a fire lit up under your ass, bro. And it's cats like me that's out there getting it. And I'm capitalizing off the fact that you lazy and you're not going to do nothing. And that's cool. Because we need people that ain't going to do nothing that's lazy. But it's a lot of y'all that could be doing more. And those are the people that I'm talking to. You. Yes, you, nigga. Stop playing with yourself. You wonder why motherfuckers having more than you. Instead of you being jelly about that shit, go get you something, bro. Apply something. Put some pressure on what it is that you got going on. Your parents is doing it for you and they cool and they provide for you and they letting you live there for free and whatever, but are they helping you? Get up. Go get a job. And if you got a job and you don't feel like you're getting enough, get another one. Yeah. You don't need all that damn sleep anyway. What the fuck is you sleeping so much for? And why is you eating so much? If you're not finna go play nobody's football or practicing or nothing, you just at the crib, idle. An idle mind is the devil's workshop, man. Just keep it real. And so, I ain't gonna go too far into this because I think you get where I'm trying to go. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? A lot of us are into it with each other or mad at one another because they see ones have more than other ones. But this is a country where if you put more effort in, you will get more out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to probably have to work a job. Yeah, you're going to probably have to work too. Yeah, you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do. You're going to have to do something you ain't did before to get somewhere you ain't been before. Did I say that right? You're going to have to do some shit you ain't did before to get somewhere you ain't been before. Yeah, that's about right there. So, I mean, don't take this like I'm trying to get on your nerves. I mean, I am a little bit, but I'm just saying, on some big bro shit, you catting, bro. You slacking if you not, you know what I'm saying, doing all that you can do. And if your woman is doing more than you, she damn sure finna leave your ass, and that's all you can expect from that. If she constantly have to tell you what to do, how to do it, where to go, and she getting on your nerves, once you do her and yourself a favor and get up and do some shit before a motherfucker gotta tell you. Do something before your mama didn't tell you gotta do it. Do something before your daddy didn't tell you need to do it. Do it just because you know it's supposed to get done. You know what I'm saying? 29, what's happening? I mean, whatever, man. I'm not trying to beat no dead horse, but, my partner was like, bro, what do you mean by despise a free lunch? I'm just saying, bro. Once you get to a certain point, I mean, you can go out and get a free sandwich out there where the buns be at, and it's going to be everything that it's supposed to be. A sandwich, whether it be ham or turkey with cheese and bread, and they'll probably be giving you some chips in a package of mayonnaise or whatever, but you just going to sit there every day and wait for them to give you another one instead of going out there. Because tomorrow you're going to want some steak or something. You might even want a burrito. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But we just need to get out of that. And like wanting to hook up everywhere you go. Because there's other people that's owning businesses and doing shit. And these is your partners, but you call yourself a partner, but you're not finna spend none with the nigga. You're not finna spend no money with your folks. You said that you going to patronize his business, but you come in there and you ask for everything you trying to get for free. You want more than everybody else, bro. If you really love that nigga, pay full price for what the fuck you asking for. Give a tip, right? And spread the word. Matter of fact, buy something for you and another person, whether it be your girl, your kid, or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a good friend to receive good friendship, bro. You a liability coming in the spot where I'm trying to get money and you asking me to give you everything that I would give somebody else for $10 for $5. Now, I mean, 1 or 2 times maybe you're not doing so good. That's different. That's different. But you got a pocket full of money and you'll spend your money on whatever, with the other people, and you can't go in there and ask for no hookups. You know what I'm saying? Getting free refills and all that shit. But with your folks, you trying to penny pinch? Come on, bro. And we should make it a point, right, to do shit like, I don't know, have business showers. You ever heard of that shit? That shit'll be dope. You know that your folks about to start a business, and not only do you go in and patronize the business, but you get other people to help you come up with shit that's gonna benefit the man in this business venture. Or maybe you can get some napkin holders, or, you know, buy the nigga some, I don't know, some paper towels in that motherfucker, some towels, or, you know, if they doing a restaurant or something, you know what I'm saying? Buy the nigga a register or help him get a POS system or something. You know what I mean? Like, just in other cultures, they do shit like this. You know what I mean? If you got carpet and shit, you got a carpet company, and this man is opening some rental property or something, he might donate. You feel me? Get his carpet cleaned in there, or get it, you know, his carpet did in there, and then you probably put a flyer in the man's yard saying that he did that there, and they both got some business coming now. You do landscaping, and you know, you might cut the man's yard for free for a week or something, just to kind of let him know, like, man, I support you. And stop just trying to take everywhere you go. Nigga, you a motherfucking succubus. You a scavenger. Nigga, and you a fucking disease, if that's what you want. And nigga, please, back the fuck up. Go somewhere and sit down. Because, nigga, you really, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You out at a free event with a whole bunch of niggas who can't afford to park, can't afford to buy shit. They got on J's, so they don't want nobody stepping on their J's because they want to look rich. And they mad at you because you don't really look at their shoes, because it's just some shoes and you stepped on. Now these niggas is trying to shoot each other over the niggas stepping on each other's shoes and shit. I'm not fucking with that shit, bro. I'm not even trying to be in that. You know what I'm saying? And if you really had something, if you get out of that consumer mindset, you'll stop giving all your money to Jordan and Louis Vuitton and trying to look rich, because you'll understand something, that broke niggas spend most of their time trying to look rich, while a nigga that really got some is spending a lot of time trying to look like they ain't got shit, so your ass won't come around begging and shit. Because it's not cool. I don't want niggas to even know how much bread I got. So yeah, you see me, you call me a dusty if you want to. I wouldn't give a fuck what you think, nigga. I'm finna hop in this brand new whatever I'm in and get the fuck up out of here fast and go do what the fuck I really am trying to do, and not be around your dusty ass. Cause nigga, stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it. And this is a little sidebar, but Stop It was created by Steve. 2 Weeks No V. That's also me. And that was like back 2000 something, 15 or something, probably, I don't know. It's been around for a minute. I don't want to sound like Kanye, but I mean, you know, that and all that shit. I mean, you know, I know the Yu Yang twins was doing that shit for a minute, but we had to reiterate that shit for a minute. And first you heard Lil Rue doing it, because we was out in the West when I was doing this shit. And then it got around. And so now, you know, matter of fact, we just gonna go into celebrity spotlight real quick, since we talking about shit like that. Because, I mean, you know, I know niggas is, you know, unoriginal and shit like that. And they probably don't know who the fuck they talking to, and it's cool. You probably think, who this nigga think he is. Nigga, I'm not even trying to brag. I'm just saying, bro, I'm so not trying to be a regular nigga. A lot of the shit that you niggas probably say on a regular basis is shit that you didn't got from a real one, right? And this, hopefully, will catch on too. You not being a sucker and always got your motherfucking hands out. Because a lot of you niggas is taking a nigga influence and you don't even know it. Like, I don't know. One day I was just like, I don't know. I don't think I should be, I don't drink after niggas already. Why the fuck would I be smoking after these random ass niggas? And then this became a thing. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday. That's a thing. That's something else. What? Anyway, celebrity spotlight. So, you know what? No, not yet. Because I got some other shit that need to be addressed, right? Okay, so right here in this country, all right, we got shit going on. And like I said, man, you really need to be patronizing your people business, bro. I mean, because this motherfucker's out here paying $22 for a burrito out in Frisco. It's a restaurant called La Vaca Barria. And they charging $22 for a motherfucking burrito in Frisco. And you complaining. I mean, it's customers this they featured burrito. I mean, shit is going up. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I've been kind of reluctant to start a restaurant in this climate. And it don't seem like shit finna get no cheaper no time soon. Not an excuse. Excuse me. Not an excuse. I'm just saying. $22. The man got to pay double for everything he been buying to put in the burrito, onions and shit like that, double. So yeah, they getting hit, and the customers don't even sound like they really mad about this shit because they want to get a man some money to support his dream in exchange for some great food. They don't really feel like that's a bad exchange. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you niggas is crying about $5 boxes and shit. Niggas want to get a 4 for 4, and I ain't mad at that, but that shit ain't really, you know what I'm saying, step it up. Step it up. So yeah, anyway, we got something on the horizon, right? We got something on the horizon that's new, and it ain't cool. It ain't cool. It's this new shit, epidemic type shit. It's an epidemic uptick. And I know everybody done heard of morphine. Everybody done heard of heroin. And we done heard of fentanyl. And fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin and 100 times stronger than morphine. Right? But now there's this new shit on the market. And I say on the market, but on the streets. Right? And the street name for the shit is Frankenstein. Right? But this Frankenstein shit is putting fentanyl to shame, bro. It's like 5 to 20 times stronger than fentanyl. I'm sorry, 10 to 50 times stronger than fentanyl. And it's called nitazines. Yeah. So watch out for that shit, because a lot of you niggas is trying to escape from what I do not know. But that ain't the way to go. And if you sell dope, don't go out and get none of this shit, because the reason why it ain't on the market is because it's fucking people up way more. Motherfuckers dying, the whole nine. And you probably ain't gonna hear about that shit nowhere else right away, but you heard it here first, right? Like you heard about the other shit, the zombie shit that they had going on, and I forget the name of that shit. That was last season, right? But anyway, Frankenstein. That shit is out there. In Alabama, they on some bullshit in the prison system, man. They out there, I guess they selling people organs, man. In the prison system out there, I mean, if you got relatives in there or you got people in there, you know, check on them, man. Make sure they're all right, because they sending bodies back to people's families without their hearts and brains and shit. And I don't know if you've seen what a brain go for right now on the market, but you could probably get damn near $500,000 for one of the motherfuckers. Especially maybe a melanated brain. And that, by melanated, I mean a black person's brain. Which is like 70% of the population in a lot of these prisons, although we only make up 15% of the whole population of the country. So, I don't know if you're from out this way, but if you're not, it look like it's cool on TV, but it ain't cool. And it looked like a lot of motherfuckers is trying to get in here from Haiti, and DeSantis ain't really trying to have that shit. But you kind of got to look out for that, man. So, I mean, you know, they've been getting smirked out there in New York. They doing something where they got National Guards out there, which is crazy because we damn near in a police state out there. They got National Guards on the motherfucking subway, and they still getting smacked. Niggas still getting hit. So, it really ain't no safe place, man. You know, so if you're going to be out and about, you know, be what you're trying to be and get the fuck up out of there and go back to the house. Because out there is not good. Even in Chicago, I heard that they was talking about having, like, police be off work from, like, 3 at night to 7 in the morning or some shit like that. Or something like that, maybe. Which I later heard was not actually true, but you gotta understand, bro. It's just, shit is changing in this country. And not necessarily for the good, right? It's just not, man. So, with all that being said, now that we can take care of what's going on at home, we can now kind of talk about what's going on with some of these celebrities. Which ain't necessarily my bag. It's just, you know, let's get into some of this shit for some of you smaller-minded individuals who want to hear about this shit. Because I really ain't been keeping up with none of that shit. But I did hear, I mean, look, I don't necessarily dig sports now. I didn't talk about this last week, but there was a French fighter who just hopped into boxing from the MMA, and I forget what his name is exactly. It started with an N. And it was embarrassing to see because Brad was out there doing his thing. I think he got on Tyson Fury. But he actually had a fight with Anthony Joshua and got smacked in like the second round. The fight was over so fast. I know whoever paid for that on pay-per-view was mad as fuck. Reminds you of the Tyson days. Right? Speaking of Tyson then agreed to fight, what's the nigga name, bro? Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul been out here making his rounds, fighting all washed up fighters. And we all know that it's a lot of people out there that want to see foundational black Americans who are at the top of their game get their ass beat by a white man. It's just the market for that. And I don't know what these fighters is going through to make them accept these fights. Maybe they didn't, ran out of money or something. I don't think Mayweather ran out of bread, but, it's a lot of money floating around to see people fight each other. One of them is white and the other one is black. And especially if you was at the top of your game and you went undefeated. So that was that. I didn't even see the fight between Jake Paul and Mayweather. I heard Mayweather was running the whole fight, and I wouldn't put that past him. At any rate, now Tyson came out well over 60, I think, and talking about agreeing to fight this man, where Tyson at his prime wasn't necessarily a boxer that'd be boxing for a long time. Like, if you could get him in his prime past the third or fourth round, you had a chance. And Cameron made a point to mention something like that. And Cam, I don't know if Cam was lying altogether. I mean, he was just saying that we might need to take Jake Paul a little more seriously. I mean, the dude is training. I mean, he do got some strength on him. I mean, and if he can get this fight to go into the 6th, 7th, 8th round, he got a shot. But he was ran into by Mike at the airport, and Mace was clowning about this shit like, is Mace all right? I mean, is Cam all right? Now, I ain't heard whether he was all right, and I'm sure he all right. And he was just saying, like, Mace was saying, like, it's going to be a cold game if you can't sue somebody after they whoop you because they ain't got no bread. So that might be a little insight on what's going on with Mike's money. And he probably need to take a fight. And bro, chin strap gray as fuck. But but he's still in shape though. I mean, I'm seeing little clips of bro hitting bags and shit. But them is bags and shit. Them ain't no moving targets. And I mean, to me, it's kind of a lose-lose for Brett because he can only go down from where he at. If he win the fight, he's supposed to win the fight. If Jake Paul even kind of hang with him, it's gonna make him look bad. He really needs to get in there and just knock dude out. And I think it's some in the fight clause that saying, I mean, he got to get tested for steroids, but Jake don't. And Jake's brother can come in at any time or whatever, which is not cool. But, I mean, I guess his motherfucking ass agreed to the shit. Shout out to Mike, though. I mean, I hope shit get better for you. I mean, because, sometimes, when you get a bag, when you do finally get a bag, when you get off your ass and stop being lazy and stop accepting free lunches and shit, you get to a point to where you got a bag, but you definitely gonna fuck that bag off the first time you get it. So if we do, which I hope we do, get reparations, please try to remember that shit and do the right thing with your bread. Don't be out there buying dumb shit like, I don't know, unlimited boxes of KFC chicken and Hennessy and rims and shit. Because as nice as rims look, they do make your ride rough on the car. They fuck up your suspension, just so you know. Beats, as cool as they are, will fuck your hearing up. So, yeah, you might need to do some shit to bring your confidence game up. So, because it's nice to see people have shit, but it's irritating for niggas that just ain't never had enough attention. Because it's like you doing shit to get attention. And I don't necessarily, I don't feel like you feel right now, bro. And I hear you. I understand that you feeling good tonight. Tonight you got some beats and shit. You want the bitches to look at you, and I hear you. I see, but a lot of you women need to kind of understand that shit. A lot of that shit is just some look at me ass, pick me ass shit. And it's lame. So let's try to think of something else to do with your bread. Do something wise with it. Invest it. You know what I mean? Pay your taxes. And nigga, get if you get a car, because this is paper tax season, and that's annoying. Pay the taxes on the car and get your shit right, bro. Okay? Get the tag and pay that, because that's 10% of what the car gonna cost. Understand that has to be paid, and get the car registered and do what the fuck you're supposed to do, because I'm so tired of seeing you niggas. You get a car after your little taxes, and, you know, the tag be 10, 7, 11 months old, so old that you can't even see the numbers no more, and you just riding around, and your ass mad when you get arrested and they tow the car, and now you lost the car because you ain't did none of the shit you supposed to do. That's your motherfucking fault, bro. And ain't nobody's fault but yours. So stop doing that shit, man. Also in celebrity spotlight, we got Lil Rel, which is kind of funny. I fuck with Lil Rel. I had no idea Lil Rel and motherfucking Cat Williams was into it with each other, bro. It's just weird how niggas is built to make motherfuckers laugh and they so mad. Why the fuck is you so mad? Now this nigga went on Club Shay Shay talking about how I guess he was, and I ain't watched the whole interview. I really didn't give a fuck enough to watch this whole interview, bro. I didn't even know this shit was happening. Like I said, I just been so busy doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I ain't worried about no other niggas and what they got going on. I'm talking about this shit because I do a podcast. And it was kind of funny to me to see that, I mean, Lil Rel was was brought up by Cat to some capacity, but not really in a big way. And, you know, I guess years back, he was saying like, oh, when he was, when Cat had gotten into it with the radio host, when he had roasted that bitch to death, he had made mention of Lil Rel during that time. Him and Hannibal Buress and I think Gerard Carmichael, and how that Lil Rel wasn't the type of nigga that a bitch would holler at. They seen him in Lenox Mall. And bro was mad about that. He was hot. He on the couch talking about that shit because I guess he wanted to get some traction. You know, Shannon Sharp, feminized ass, was trying to stay out the shit for real. But, you know, this is what bro was warm about. So he talking about the shit. And, you know, Cat's response to that shit was like, nigga, I'll take your little ass and wrap you up in a package and send you to Gerard Carmichael or some shit like that. And that was kind of funny. But it was just like shocking to me to see that these niggas had a problem with each other. Lil Rel talked about how Dave Chappelle put them in the room together after they had problems for a minute. And they just stood in front of each other because Dave didn't know what the fuck was going on. And he's like, what's wrong with y'all niggas? They didn't talk. And then this kind of Cat just walked off. For a small nigga, that nigga got a big attitude. But I mean, shit, he doing what a lot of niggas in the industry ain't doing, and that's getting it out the mud for real. So I mean, he entitled to do whatever he do. A lot of these niggas is out here kissing ass, licking ass, sucking dick to get where the fuck they trying to go. Cause I used to like Gerard Carmichael, and then I found out the nigga is gay, and it's cool that you telling the truth about whatever the fuck you telling the truth about. But damn, So now you got a special because you. So it's like I said, bro. I really don't think Corey Corey Holcomb that is, be lying about what he be saying. It's just kind of weird because I as a nigga that don't be around stars like that all the time, don't know. And, it still be kind of shocking, but it is what it is. I ain't even surprised no more. Kanye did an interview too. And Kanye asked, talking about he got a problem with Jesus. Now, I understand, Ace Vane was talking about how Brad was saying, Kanye that is, that he invented a lot of the styles that a lot of individuals was taking part in. I guess he, brought auto-tunes to everybody and made them want to do it when, in fact, we all know T-Pain reintroduced that shit. But, Brad feeling like, 808s and Heartbreaks brought everybody into it. And not a lot of people, although we was aware of the album, bro, come on now. Come on now. Stop that shit, bro. The fuck is you talking about? You didn't come up with everything, nigga. Now, we was fucking with the shoes, I guess. I didn't really, I got a big ass foot, so the shoes never really got fucked with by me personally. And I hate the way I did you. And I know you mad. But you made it off Jesus. Then you got out the rap game, became a preacher. And now, because you don't feel like your prayer was answered the way it was supposed to get answered, now you mad at God. Stop that shit, bro. You sound like an entitled kid that's mad at God because maybe the way you went through this shit was your blessing. That's a lot of times how it be, but you interpreted it wrong because you expected him to, answer your prayer the way you feel like you wanted your prayer answered. And for all you niggas that feel like that's supposed to be going on, stop that shit. I talked about that a little bit last episode. Like, you gotta be careful how you ask God for things, bro. God is more like a dad than you want to believe. And you can just ask your dad for some money, bro. I guarantee you're not finna get no fucking money. You finna get a list of chores to do. And if you trying to get out the house and go do something at the mall right now, it's not finna happen like that, bro. So you trying to get out of some shit that you done got yourself into when in fact the fact that you even got out of that shit probably unscathed is really a bigger blessing than you want to admit. If you would have did what the fuck Sway was trying to get you to understand at the time, then you probably wouldn't have went through all that shit. But you didn't hear that, and that was probably God talking to you, but you didn't want to hear that shit. You don't have all the answers, Sway. That's what you told a nigga. And now you mad at God because you got robbed for all your shit, and then they took your idea and stole that. These is Anglos we talking about, bro. I don't fuck around, bro. And that goes back to the topic again, bro. It ain't no easy ways out. If a motherfucker offering you shit like that on the front end, you gonna have to damn near pay on the back end. That's just like any industry, like the music industry, the movie industry. And ain't no free lunches, bro. If you see a nigga out doing hella shit, that nigga done pay something for it, whether you want to know that or not, whether you understand that or not, and whether they even understand it or not. They paying for it. Trust me. Trust me. In worldview, right? Y'all motherfuckers, I'm telling you, bro. TikTok. We hearing about TikTok, and I feel for you because me personally, I don't not fuck with TikTok. I deleted TikTok because I'm paranoid, and then I reacquainted myself with TikTok, which really just kind of cost me all the more hilarious shit that I really wanted in there. Couldn't find it. My TikTok is a lot more intelligent, and I wanted to try to get more views, more audience members coming into my situation via TikTok. I just haven't put in the work to get my TikTok ass popping. I did finally figure out how to make a video on TikTok, but what I'm saying though, if they take TikTok, I wouldn't necessarily give a fuck. It ain't gonna affect me really one way or another. There are a lot of individuals who making a lot of bread with TikTok, and I'm not mad at that. I don't know. Me personally, I was trying to guard my personal information on my phone, all my shit, because whether y'all know it or not, and I don't have any problem with Chinese people per se, but the Chinese government is on some fuck shit constantly, which would mean probably that a lot of the people are also on some fuck shit because that's where they come from as far as that's what they're familiar with having happen. They are the master of cheap, and so they have positioned themselves to be able to have everybody come to them to get shit. If you want to save some money, if you want to get it for the low, you gotta go to the Chinaman to get it. But I'm all about quality, not quantity. Now, of course, I want to make $1 like the next man, but I'll pay extra not to have to deal with no scam artistry shit. It's like on, what's the movie? It's a movie called Trick Baby, right? And on the movie, which is by, I don't think it's by Donald Goines. Trick Baby was written by Iceberg Slim, I believe, right? And Trick Baby was a tricks or like a prostitute's kid. It was really, really light skinned in the movie, and bro was on some scam shit with his. He was the protege of a dude named Blue. It was a dude that was super black apparently, but he was so black that he called him Blue. And one day he was asking Blue why he felt like it was cool to scam people, and Blue was simply like, look, anybody that's gonna get scammed was gonna get scammed, whether it's by me or by somebody else, because they constantly trying to find a shortcut, and it really it ain't no shortcut. If you would have just did shit the right way and went through the proper channels to get your TV or whatever, there's no way you can get scammed. But you're trying to get a deal. You done seen somebody trying to buy a TV on the side of the freeway. There's a box of rocks, or Todd from the Craig Fact Show was saying that this nigga done bought an oven door in a box and then find out till he got to the crib trying to save some bread. I'm cool. I'll pay extra not to have to worry about that bullshit. Put some insurance on my shit so I can have it if something happened to this motherfucker in the next 2 years. Blase, blase, blah. But like I said, a lot of you cats, some corner cutting ass niggas, and then wonder why you get hit across the top of your head because you was scared to spend a little extra bread. You want to do something else. Anyway, the TikTok shit brought all this about, but I'm going to emphasize this Temu thing that probably ain't been spoke about by a lot of people. Yeah. Now, me personally, I can't fuck with Temu. I'm not buying nothing from the Chinese because anything that you see that they got is going to be probably off, too small. It's worse than Ross. It's worse than Burlington Coat Factory because it's not made for Americans. And as far as clothes is concerned, don't ask me how I know. All right, fuck it. I'll tell you how I know. Because it was one day I went to a little spot on the west, off of like McCarthy or whatever, and it's kind of like, by Adidas. It was owned by a Chinese dude. They had like a little Levi suit, and it wasn't a Levi suit though when you looked at it after closer examination. And it was the size that it said it was the size it was supposed to be, but real nigga put the jacket on, was like, oh shit. That was my experience with fucking with Chinese clothing and items, and I was cool. And also, anytime you try to buy something from that, like out the way, and then you see it be hella cheap too, bruh, trust me, it's coming from China. It's gonna take 30 days to get it, and it's just not worth it. It was another app that I'm trying to think of. I couldn't think of it, bro, but it was scammy as fuck too. And they would be taking like little pennies from you. Say if something was 99 cents, it'd be $1 or $1 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like but it don't seem like much now, but over time, or if they kept doing that to everybody, it was gonna be crazy. At any rate, Temu. Please don't shop with Temu. Don't get the app, because in much the way like people are afraid that TikTok will do these things, they have access to your pictures, name, birthday. it sets you up for failure. Sets you up to get your identity stolen. And the long and short of it. So I don't fuck with Temu. And I suggest that you not fuck with Temu. Because out in China, whether y'all know it or not, they got this shit out there called WeChat. And WeChat is like Amazon, Facebook, WhatsApp mixed together, and probably on steroids because you pay bills, you talk on the phone. In China, bro, they don't write you tickets if you like jaywalk or something. They got cameras everywhere, facial recognition, all that shit. And what happens is, if you jaywalk or speed or what, they just go right in your account and take the money that it would cost for you to pay the ticket out. That's $200 you finna be short. $170, whatever the case. You look in your account like, damn, they got you. Yeah. So, and that's where the rest of the world is trying to head, which is why, although I don't necessarily fuck with Trump, I'd rather fuck with Trump than I would fuck with some of these Democratic candidates, because the Democrats are basically trying to get on the one world order train, and which is going to have us basically following suit with China. And it might seem like it's an easy way out on the front end, but you know, you got to pay that shit on the back end. Whereas I'd rather just kind of, you know, deal with the, for lack of a better word, the devil that I know, as opposed to the devil I don't. And I know that Trump ain't necessarily cool, but one thing I can know, or I do know, is that although he talking reckless, talking about bloodbaths and all this bullshit, which it looked like it was in pertaining to like the car industry when he made the statement, but they really not trying to, they trying to demonize this dude in any way they can. And he ain't not giving them nothing to work with. He stay giving them some bullshit. I feel like my lips kind of dry. So, I mean, I don't have access to my chapstick. So, if there is, please excuse that. But whatever. I'm almost done. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for Worldview. Other than the fact, I mean, you know, we do got the Haiti thing still kind of, and I talked about that a little bit. They trying to give barbecue a bad name because, bro, do be cooking people. He don't necessarily be eating people, but he do be cooking niggas, which is why I guess they got him the name barbecue. But you know, they a lot of times these individuals in higher places be trying to demonize a motherfucker because they not doing what they want them to do, and they want the world over to hate this individual. The world over meaning us, and by us I mean Americans. You know, so that we don't be on board with whatever they got going on, or we as foundational Black Americans and other blacks in other countries don't be inspired by what, you know, the Haitians be having going on, because they really be, you know, now they be a lot of times be first with a lot of shit that as far as revolution is concerned, but they don't want them to get their flowers. They got minerals out the wazoo. They got some shit called iridium out there that they're probably trying to get. And so, you know, just understand that. You got to understand that. It would behoove you to understand that. But now, for another segment that has become a fan favorite, I like to call Don't Be a Weirdo. Now, on this week's Don't Be a Weirdo, we got an individual that's been on last season, right? A New York doctor out of Queens, out of this hospital called New York Presbyterian. I talked about this. Dr. Z. Allen Shane, a gastroenterologist. He's facing more charges after his third indictment for being weird, I guess, filming women, kids, while they in his office, the hospital being sued, and some more shit. So, I mean, you might want to pay attention to what I'm talking about when I say this shit, because you'll save yourself some bullshit. Right now, on this week's Don't Be a Weirdo, the weirdo of the week is air waiter. No, he's actually a flight attendant, which sometimes I call air waitresses. But he is a man. And so yeah, he's an air waiter. And no shade to the people that do flight attendants. It's just, to me, it's not necessarily the most masculine profession. But people need to do it. People do it. People, we got male nurses. They are necessary. Shout out to y'all. Anyway, on this week's Weirdo of the Week, we have a 37-year-old flight attendant based out of Dallas. Now, he is on American Airlines out of Dallas. So if you're flying out of Dallas or have flight out of Dallas, I hope to God your kids wasn't being filmed by this weirdo. But, dude is, I guess, from North Carolina, out of Charlotte. But his name is Estes Carter Thompson III. So, he is our Weirdo of the Week and was charged with attempting sexual exploitation of children and possession of child pornography depicting a pubescent minor. Basically, because he used his cell phone to record minors using the bathroom on flights that he works on, he is now in federal custody in Virginia. The motherfucker, for instance, seen a 14-year-old girl about to go to the bathroom. He tells her she can use the bathroom in first class, where he already got something taped on the wall using his iPhone to record. Now, the girl was, took a picture of that. I don't know if she used the bathroom or not, but this is the kind of shit we dealing with out here, man. And if you own that shit, stop, bro. Don't do that shit. It's that simple. Because you don't want to go to prison for that, for sure. If you're going to go to prison for something else. I don't know. Not rape. Not statutory. Nothing like that. Because the foundational black Americans in there is going to serve you a different type of justice. We don't fuck with that shit at all. And since we the biggest population in there, you not finna avoid seeing us. Just saying. Anyway, on today's segment of Who Got Active, we got the squatter hunters. Yeah. So a lot of you niggas don't own shit, and so you don't understand how this is important. But for you who do own shit, like houses, this is probably something you would like to see happen. Because squatters' rights is kind of crazy. I don't know. I ain't trying to sell no house. But I know I would definitely dislike to see an individual in a house that I have for sale or am trying to rent where an unwanted guest has broke in and not only just squatted in there, but nigga done had furniture moved in, locks changed, a fake lease drawn up, and they can't be removed because they live there now. They getting mail in that motherfucker, bills turned on. What the fuck? What the fuck? So for you who don't like that kind of shit, this is for you. Dude's name is the Squatter Hunters. His name is Flash Sheldon. He's 57 years old and is a man behind the operation focused on helping homeowners clear their properties of squatters while fighting to change laws that protect squatters' rights. Now, this is out in California. Okay, he started in 2019 when his mother was selling her Northern California house after his father died. While the house was supposedly empty on the market, 7 strangers moved in, furniture and all. Police said it wasn't really anything they could do, so he said if they could do it, I could do it, because they normally be having fake leases and shit. Bro went and talked to his mama, had her make him a fake lease in his name, and then waited for them to leave. And once they got up out of there, all 7 of them, bro, broke. I mean, the back door was fucked up, so I guess he went in, fixed the lock on the back door, right? Put cameras all in the crib and put their shit out. And when they came back, their shit was on the motherfucking driveway, and the rest is history. So yeah, shout out to you, Flash Sheldon. I'm not necessarily encouraging other people to be on no vigilante shit. I'm just saying shout out to him because look, man, right is wrong is wrong, bro. It ain't no free fucking rides, man. Stop that shit, bro. I'm not even necessarily mad at that because that's a crazy ass loophole, bro. But yeah, I tend to look at shit from an ownership perspective now these days because, there's a shift in perspective. And that's what life is really all about is your perspective. And also, lastly but not leastly, we got a segment I like to call Now Flowers. And on Now Flowers today, I'm going to have to give it to Ice Cube, bro. Now, I know a lot of y'all niggas out there seeing that Dr. Dre is getting his little star on the Walk of Fame and shit. And as much as I respect some of the things that Dr. Dre has done, I don't necessarily respect Dre altogether, bro. I had the privilege of doing security for Micheline, and I don't necessarily know her, but just seeing her and how small she was and knowing that he used to beat her motherfucking ass, it kind of made me look at Bro different. Then I found out that Bro kind of be, getting ghostwriters and shit. Like, when I heard the Chronic, we talking about perspective now. My perspective of Dre was just like, oh, Dre, best beat maker, blase blah. He was also, there for NWA to help Ice Cube get to who he is now. And then Ice Cube gave him his flowers while he was getting his star on the Walk of Fame like 6 years ago. But, all I can hear is Jay-Z now when I hear Still Dre. I know that Jay-Z wrote the shit now and said it just kind of changed my perspective. And I'm not necessarily trying to shit on Dre, right? That's not what this is about altogether. I'm just saying you admire who you admire and for whatever reason, but I'm going to show you who I admire and why. And Dr. Dre is not necessarily on my list of people to admire altogether. Bud 55122 was good. Listen, we on Now Flowers, bro. This is like the last segment of the show. You probably have to go back to the beginning to get everything else in the front of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish what I got to say, man, because like I said, shout out to Ice Cube. We as the foundational Black Americans do not necessarily need to be having no stars as our spokespeople. That shit is lame. It's really kind of weak. And I don't fuck with that. But if we did have one that I think was going to speak for us in the way that we need to be spoken up for, it would be somebody like Ice Cube, who also understands that freelance shit, it ain't the way to go. Bruh had a pops, so whenever he was getting the deals that they was trying to hand out through the Jewish dude that was their manager when they was NWA, bruh kind of was like, nah, I'm good. And it took balls for him to walk away from that shit. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go a different way with that. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, they say, right? But I'm not finna accept that shit because I ain't had enough, I ain't never seen 40,000, 50,000. At the time, shit, 80, whatever, that was probably closer to what would be like equivalent of 100,000 right now. But Brett was like, as cool as that sound, I'm good. And there was some strings attached. And Brad was just like, nah. Went on to do some bigger and better shit. Became a solo artist. America's Nightmare was one of the albums that he came out with. I fuck with that. And, went on to do great things. And, it's just sometimes it's greater later, man. You feel me? I'd rather start with a square than start with a player than each steak with a square. And a lot of cats don't really get that. They kissing ass and shit to be up under somebody right now because they got what you trying to get and you like how it look. But, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that it's not about what you have, but it's definitely a lot about how you got it. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't earn it, then you're not going to cherish it the right way. You're probably going to lose it faster. And whatever you did to get it, you're going to have to do that again to get it back. And if you was a nigga that had to suck a dick to get the bread, then you're going to have to do that shit again to get it again. Because I told you earlier, you damn near going to fuck the first bag right the fuck off. So if you don't know how to hustle for it and get it out the mud because you kind of got off your ass and did the right thing the first time, what you think you're going to do the second time? You know what I mean? You're not going to do it because you don't got that. So all you niggas that's hoping to win the lottery, stop that shit. Because that shit is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. And, you know, it's just, apparently from the last episode, I was talking about the black dude out in D.C. that won this shit. They ain't necessarily trying to give you that much money. They don't necessarily want to see people like us with more than them or even close to it. Because we don't need as much to go hard. And it's going to be a problem once we get back on top. So, you know, they try to sabotage us when they see us trying to make progress and shit. They skew shit and change the rules in the middle, and it's just kind of boozy. But Ice Cube, although they don't support the 3-on-3 basketball shit like they supposed to, because I've always been one of those kind of people that champion us having our own leagues. I mean, bruh's doing a lot of that shit, and that's why, amongst other reasons, I feel like Brad deserved his now flowers. And, I mean, you know, it's good that he got a star on the Walk of Fame, but to be honest, Brad, you got more than that through us. You know, you got our respect from the Capital Letter Club and me. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope y'all have a productive week. And I'll see y'all next time. Hasta luego.